Hi, I'm Chef Raphael and welcome to another new video. Now, today's video is a little bit different. I'm actually seated. This is my home, working from home, and today's video is different because I'm talking about a new book that I have out. So for those who don't know me, I'm a trained professional chef. I share recipes and tips on how to cook, and I'm joined by Moris. Maybe Moris can introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Moris Wagaki. I'm a nutritionist. I work as a nutrition consultant here in Nairobi, and at the same time I'm also teaching at Kabete National Polytechnic. I'm a trainer there. I teach in the Department of Nutrition and Dietetics.
So one thing you don't know about this is that the past few months, this is 2021, doing this video in September, I've been working in the background on how to come up with this new recipe book. I've previously worked with Moris on a similar project, Complementary Feeding, but now we actually have the actual physical book. What we did is we redid the content that we had done previously, and now we have something that somebody can actually buy and see. So over the past few months, we've done a little bit more research to add on the content of the book. I've done a few shoots whereby I've actually been cooking and testing out recipes that we came up with that are featured on this book. So we actually started this project, started working with Moris some time back. We did a project with zidi.com whereby we came up with a course on complementary feeding. On that course, you actually learn it's a video format. You watch videos on how we are making the recipes. You get tips and information. You also get to download a downloadable PDF material with information on the recipes. So that was in 2017, and I'll actually include the link to Zidi in case you want that course. If you want to learn from a video format, you can learn it. But right now, what this is actually the book. It's brand new. It has nice details, features, and information in terms of recipes, which we did. And maybe Moris can talk more about the complementary feeding because he's a nutritionist.
0 to 6 months, 0 meaning after birth.
Yes.
From the time the child is born up to 6 months of age, that time the child is supposed to be taking in breast milk alone. Mm-hmm. In other terms, we call it exclusive breastfeeding, meaning that both day and night, the baby, the infant or the child is supposed to take breast milk day and night. Yeah. So as much as the child wants to take this breast milk, the child should take. And now after 6 months, what happens? And that is where we came with this idea of doing the complementary feeding.
Yes.
Complementary feeding simply means complementing something. Just from the word complementary, we are complementing something.
It's an addition.
Addition to. And in this particular instance, we are adding to food that the child already has been taking. I'm sure you are wondering which food is the child taking. In this instance, I'm talking about breast milk. It is also food, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, you breastfeed. I also breastfeed. So it is food. So what are we doing? We wanted complementary feeding simply means we are adding on top of what the child is eating or the child is taking. That is breast milk. Now, complementary feeding here in this instance, we are not we are introducing new things. Of course, it is new thing because the child has been taking breast milk. Yes.
And right now, we want to introduce solids.
And remember, the child has been taking breast milk from day 1 of birth until 6 months, and is supposed to continue.
Yes.
And now we are introducing new foods to this particular child. The child has been used to only taking breast milk alone. So the child will notice some differences. And now those differences, we want to make this journey to be exciting.
Yes.
Like for example, we are moving from Nairobi to Mombasa.
Yes.
Just don't want to go sitting on the car. Want to look at the window, see those animals, to make the journey exciting. And that is how parents we are supposed to do, to make this journey for our infants, our babies, exciting. From 6 months, we want to transit this child when the child is reaching 1 year. 1 year, I'm talking about the time that the child can partake the food that family members are eating. They eat in the same pot. So we want to make that journey to be sweet, to be delicious if you can taste it, or to be exciting, And complementary feeding came just recently. A long time ago, people used to understand this in the form of weaning. I know you have heard about weaning before. I remember even the time we came with complementary feeding, you asked me,
what's the difference?
Yes, what's the difference?
Yes.
Yeah, so the difference comes here. Weaning in olden days, people used to breastfeed their children until 1 year of age. Now, weaning, the word weaning came because people, mothers in specific, or caregivers, because it's not only mothers who take care of children, also we have other caregivers. So mothers or caregivers used to introduce foods early so that this child can be able to be weaned off the breast milk. Yeah, weaning means at 1 year they stop breastfeeding. But continuous research has been done, and it is still carried out, especially by WHO, that is World Health Organization.
Yes.
And they have been doing research concerning about breastfeeding.
Yes.
Yeah, in infants from zero, that is the time the child was born, from birth until 1 year and above.
Okay.
And they came to realize that there is a difference for those children who have been breastfed up to 1 year, and also those children who have been breastfed more than 1 year.
Okay.
And that is why they recommended that children should be breastfed up to 2 years or beyond.
Okay.
The reason why, because those children who are breastfed longer, above 1 year, they came to see or to find out that they had better immune system as compared to those only who are breastfed up to 1 year. And that is why then they came up with this word, complementary feeding.
Not to do away with breast milk.
We are not doing away.
Just to boost breast milk, and this is the introduction of solid foods.
Yes.
Which is now, for this book, by the way, it's at 6 to 12 months, which is, I think, the foundation.
The foundation.
Yes.
Exactly.
And for me, coming up with this, even with this idea of doing this book, is I'm known for doing recipes and tips, and even kids, and this is from personal experience, even kids want good, tasty food. So in this book, you'll actually get all that information in this book. It's a small, compact book, and maybe we'll even go deeper into it as we continue with this discussion.
Now, to add more on top of what I was talking about, complementary feeding.
Yes.
Why are we complementing? Yes, of course we are complementing the food.
Yes.
But food in terms of what? Now, we are complementing this food in terms of quality and in terms of quantity. Yeah. In terms of quality, I'm talking about breast milk contains nutrients as well.
Yes.
And it is whole. It's a whole food. It has all the nutrients.
It's also based on what the mother is taking in.
Exactly.
Yes.
The more nutritious food the mother is taking, of course, the better and the good quality the breast milk will be produced.
Yes.
But the difference comes here. When this child or baby or infant reaches 6 months of age, the child is growing, isn't it? Now, the child at 6 months doubles in weight. The same way at 9 months, triples in weight. So you expect the breast milk that the child started to consume at birth
will not be enough.
It won't be enough in terms of quantity and quality. Quality, nutrients. Quantity, the volume.
Yes.
It's just like this case. If you give me a porridge, uji, to drink one glass of porridge, and you give me this 1 glass of water, I will feel fuller when I take porridge than water, because porridge is thick.
It's thick.
Yes, solid.
Yes.
And that is why we are now doing complementary feeding. We are adding to what breast milk is giving, because at 6 months the breast milk has nutrients, yes, but not enough to sustain this baby who is growing, has more needs. And also the volume, it is in water, so it's like the baby wants to suckle more to get full.
Yes.
You understand? And that is why we need to give solid foods to hold the stomach for a little longer. Thank you.
Whenever I do recipes, I also do them in a simplified way. But even for baby food, even when I was doing the shoot, taking the photos of the food after preparing them, when I was tasting the food, it was tasting really nice. And I think that's the most important thing you need to note. Even for babies, just like you who likes tasty food, even babies want the same. And in this book, I'll show you all the different recipes, but the technique is the same. And also, I think the basic information is this. When it comes to food, we have three main categories: protein, carbohydrate, and the vegetables.
Yes, of course.
So once we have all the three, that's the most important thing you need to note.
Yes.
You have a protein, you have a starch or a carbohydrate, and a vegetable. That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Because basically, we're just looking at the plate, even for us.
Yes.
Where we usually eat at lunch or even at dinner. For example, our plate is round, isn't it?
Yes.
So we have to have a protein, whether it is animal or plant-based protein. There has to be a starch there and vegetables. The same way we are supposed to eat a healthy meal, the same way this baby is supposed to feed as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So and another thing to add on top of what is contained in this book, because this book summarizes these bits of information clearly and simple. For example, there is snacks that the baby is supposed to consume apart from the main meals. That is apart from lunch and dinner. We have small snacks that the baby is supposed to eat. So this book helps you to understand these fruits. How are these foods distributed throughout the day?
Yes,
because,
when to have like a timetable. I know we have a timetable in the book, different timetables that captures when to give what.
Exactly.
When to give breast milk.
Exactly.
When to give the fast.
Exactly.
During the whole day.
Exactly.
Yes.
And remember, there's a point you talked about the way the stomach of the baby is small. Yeah, so we have also to consider that, because we don't want to just pump foods at one sitting. Ideally, the baby is supposed to consume at least after every 2 to 3 hours. And that is why this book comes in, because it has made it easy, like the way you have said, this menu.
To understand
exactly
the breakdown.
The breakdown. It has distributed these meals in 2 or 3 hourly, so that at the end of the day, the baby will have gotten all the nutrients that he or she deserves to grow. And another point to pick also is concerning the way to start. These complementary foods, these foods that we are beginning to introduce to these babies, to our babies, we need to start in a way that is friendly to them. We don't want just to bombard foods into their stomach.
It's a small stomach.
It's a small stomach, and is that way that we are supposed to start gradually, to reach a point whereby now the baby can be able to consume a variety of foods and different portions. So we need to start from somewhere. We start slowly progressing as we watch out, looking for things like allergies. And this book has done everything for you. It has. In fact, I was becoming jealous.
For the information that you're offering.
Exactly.
You're offering now compared to what you had when.
Yes. So I think for you have one of the best books that I have seen in the market to help you understand how this process of complementary feeding, how you start from day one. In fact, it tells you what to start in day 1, what to do in day 2, what to do in day 3, like that. From 6 months to 1 year. Imagine that kind of information.
So guys, so the book is available online as an ebook. I'll give the details on the description. You also can pre-order or order the book either in advance, or it depends when you're watching the video. At some point, the aim is also to have them in bookshops. So Wherever they will be available, even if it's a physical book, I'll put all that information. If it's purchasing directly from my website or from us, all that information also will be in the description. So remember, when I started, I talked about zidi.com, whereby I actually have video course. You can take the course, basically a series of videos that are put together that talks about all the things that you've said in this video, and also most importantly, you can learn. Yeah. Because on that recipe, again with Moris, on that video, that course, I have recipes. We are making the food, and maybe it's something that can be of benefit. So I'll also put the details of that course on the description of this video.